What are you celebrating today?
The independence of America defeating the British.
4th of July.
Okay, we the only ones that defeated the British, except for the Zulus in South Africa. And after that, the British brought in mercenaries to go into South Africa. Does that answer your question?
That's a great answer.
Does that answer your
Yes,
question?
absolutely does. Thank you for that.
Now kick rocks.
All right. Yeah.
Making a little film. I was wondering if you could answer a question for us.
Can I keep my glasses on?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just one question. What are you celebrating tonight?
4th of July! 4th of July! 4th of July, man.
We're celebrating our independence, right? The day we signed the Declaration of Independence, exactly, right?
Well, this is the Independence Day of the nation, and I do have a flag emblem on my head, although I'm not waving my flag proudly under the Bush administration. But I am a retired military member who doesn't completely agree with what our government has done to our population and our democracy, as it were.
Are you willing to answer a question for us?
Depends on what it is.
What are you guys celebrating tonight?
I'm celebrating the fact that these men died for our flag. You know, they sacrificed their lives. And each one of them had the courage to keep going and going and going until there was a pile of dead men, but the flag was still there.
What are you celebrating today?
I would love to speak.
Right on, guys.
I have 3 brothers in the service, and
This
I
guy's
love
smart.
them dearly. And I can go like this on the 4th of July, drink a beer, and I know my brothers in Germany and my other brothers in Iraq, and they allow me the freedom, and they gave that to me.
Celebrating mainly for the veterans. Peace and love, all that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Staff Sergeant Michael Hesse, Oregon National Guard.
How long have you been in the Guard?
Been in the Guard 7 years now.
Ben Payne, Sergeant First Class, going on 18 years into this month, July 31st.
Sergeant Tony Brasfield. Tool.
The 4th of July is still about freedom to me, because we celebrate our nation's freedom. I celebrate it as a personal freedom.
The freedoms that we have are amazing. You know, you go somewhere else, they don't have quite the freedoms that we do. Enjoying it, and the people that sacrificed long before me. You know, I can stand here on a Sunday, a beautiful day, and have a picnic. You know, it was a long time we didn't get to do that. Since I've been in the military, I think a little bit I've matured too. I think that's a big chunk of it. I mean, when I was a little bit younger, 4th of July just meant another party.
Yeah.
You know, now it's a little bit different.
We celebrate the country's independence, but I don't think, as far as other people go, that's not really what it's about. I mean, it's just an excuse to have a picnic and watch fireworks, which is fine. And all the people that are saying, you know, they're celebrating the troops and people in Iraq, personally, I think it's bullshit. It's just something they want to say to sound good. Just out for a good time.
What am I celebrating tonight? You know what? I've thought about that, you know. What are we celebrating on the 4th of July when we've got a criminal for a president who has ripped the Constitution apart and shredded it and turned us into a fascist state? I find it hard to enjoy. I'm going to enjoy the fireworks, but I'm not celebrating. I think, you know, I wish I could celebrate when he goes to trial and is hung and kept prosecuted for his war crimes. there are veterans in Iraq right now doing 6 tours in a row. Their lives are ruined forever. They come back and they have no care. They have nothing. But everybody puts a lapel pin on and celebrates independence and all that. They have no idea what it means, that their freedom means. They have no idea. They take it for granted. So it's hard for me to get it really up for this July 4th. Yeah, it really is. I just wanted to be out. I did want to see it and be a part of it and just kind of enjoy the fireworks. I'm not really celebrating it. I'm really not. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
I also found it interesting that a lot of people were confusing 4th of July with like Veterans Day or Memorial Day rather than the independence of the United States.
With a lot
but that I blame Hallmark also because we kind of make everything into like this is a holiday, this is everything, like, you know, freedom.
The freedom of America. Independence.
And of course the fireworks for the little girl.
Say independence. That's it. Freedom of America. To all those who died.
I don't even think they realize why we're celebrating it. They're down here having their fun and everything, but we're celebrating for the lives of the people that gave us the freedom to even be down. So that's what I'm here for. And I hope many of the other people are too.
It's very strange to me. Again, that people, back to the tape, that they didn't really know like what it meant.
Well, 4th of July.
It was funny
because he was like talking about how like, oh yeah, we have all this freedom, and then he was like, and you know, it just took 2 planes crashing into a building to get people to recognize what I've done, right? So he like sort of devalued the whole thing when that was like the whole basis for like the war on terror was like 2 planes crashing into these buildings, but he's like justifying it in total terms of himself at that point by saying like, oh, people recognized me after this happened.
You know, unfortunately, it was the day before 9/11. I go to the store, no one recognizes you. You just kind of, you know, there's G.I. Joe, you know, some smart-ass comments. And then the next day, people wanting to buy my groceries and shake my hand. And it's like, well, I was doing the same thing yesterday as I was doing today. Nothing's changed except for 2 planes crashing into a tower. You know what I mean? So it's getting a little bit better, but too bad something like that had to happen. You know, for people to recognize what we do.
We've never really asked National Guard to do what they're doing right now, so probably he was doing like a lot of flood relief or whatever, and nobody was evaluating.
Okay, but a lot of those Joes sign up for the college money. Like they can say all this shit that they want to, like, oh, I signed up because I'm a patriot and all this, but a lot of those Joes signed up for the college money. Hello.
That's unfortunate, though. That's what I'm saying.
And today's army is a volunteer army. Some guys, it's what's in your heart. Some guys, it's something they got to do, and families got to understand that. And being in the military is something I've always wanted to do, and so I'm really glad my wife supported me and that let me go to basic at 30 years old. That's when I went to basic.
So what's the best thing about being in the National Guard?
Toys, I guess. Some of the toys, experiences, the people I've met, things I've done. I would never get a chance to do that. They've given me a lot of responsibility that civilian personnel probably wouldn't. You know, I mean, I get to handle explosives and drive tanks, and you know, there's not too many employers that let you do that without a bunch of education or a bunch of training.
You should be trying to make them the best and the brightest, not like I'm going to make you a killer to go kill people. I would like to have a military of extremely trained people, and I think that a lot of times military people feel like those who don't do it are not connected to it, and they are making judgments about the military because they don't know what it is to like sacrifice, like for your country 2 years or
Our country doesn't give a shit about any of that, though. That's not why, you know, we aren't there because we care about people dying or being killed. We're there for the money. That's true. And I mean, but
I mean, obviously, but not everybody in this country believes that. When you say our country, are you talking about the businessmen or are you talking about the whole?
I'm talking about our businessmen and our government.
Okay,
and what we're doing there, you know, what our country is really doing there.
People don't just hate them, they hate us. America as a whole is hated.
But I cannot blame anyone for feeling that way. We should not be running around the world trying to play world police.
I don't know. I don't think that's true. I don't think that they hate all of us. I mean, I
agree with our government.
No, they do. Yeah, they do hate our government.
It's our government.
They really actually have a lot of hope for America.
History tells us that as soon as we get up and leave,
I mean, people are
civil war breaks out.
Fucking sandbags on the side of the road, just like with little notes, you know, written in Arabic that we had to get translated and stuff like
That's
that.
what
I think like
Vietnam was just like that. Leave and just so many more
The best
people
thing we can do now is just like.
I don't understand where you're coming from. I am not that invested in religion. That doesn't come first and foremost before my family. I'm not willing to blow up something. Maybe you should just have your own little area.
Who's to decide that?
But I'm saying, I think that I'm saying once we went in there, and I really believe like kind of maybe sectioning off, like because they really don't like each other.
That's not an option. That's not really an option. And no, you can't divide people. Like,
I'm saying that you're saying. I'm saying we're coming from the perspective that
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And he was like, "You're a fucking idiot. Go back to the beginning."